Hey everybody. I know I don't look my best in this video. It's kind of been a last minute thing. But I felt a need to talk about something that we don't talk about. The caregivers, the survivors, the stroke community. Because we are very self-conscious about it. It's called fear. We all have it. We all feel it. In normal situations, in your normal life, you're going to be afraid. But in my life, I have never in my life ever been so afraid as I am in this situation. Since July 25th, when my husband lost his balance and everything went skidding downhill, I have been terrified. And there is no magical cure. But I'll tell you something that helped me. And I believe it can help everyone. You see, there was a situation in July, the very end of July. And my husband was diagnosed with aspiration pneumonia. And he couldn't breathe very well on his own. They were going in and doing bronchoscopies. He just had brain surgery. He wasn't permitted to cough. Not that he could have. We just didn't know it at the time. But anyway, he was very, very sick. And I was told in no uncertain terms that the only thing that might save him is how young he is. There was one night when I was woken up in the waiting room and the nurse told me, he's not doing well. I need you to come sit with him and keep him calm. And I was afraid. But in the hospital, I did this thing where I would put on a happy face and everything was fine. So I sat next to him and held his hand and tried to keep the BiPAP mask on that they were using to bring his oxygen levels up. And it was about an hour later when the doctor for the ICU came in and said, we're going to have to intubate him. He's not doing well. I had just signed the paperwork and they had gone out to get things ready. When his hand fell out of mine and his head fell back on the pillow and his oxygen levels dropped and the monitor started beeping and the nurses kicked me out. I heard one of the nurses yell, we have to do this right now. Let's go. Move. And I ended up in a hallway by myself. And I believe in God. A lot more than I believe in myself. And I sat in that hallway and I prayed. And I told God that I would trust him because his plan's bigger than mine. I was assured that there's not anybody in that hospital who can guarantee an outcome. Something can go wrong no matter what. But if it's God's will for him to live, he will. Something important was happening. And you don't always understand what that is. So I sat there and said I would trust God. I said it over and over and over and over and over again. And in truth, looking back now, my husband needed that time. The time that he was intubated, which was 2 days. To get stronger. To rest. It was hard to see him like that, but that was the answer. That was the better answer at the time. A frightening situation. God has a plan. And from day one, I knew that plan could be something I didn't like. But I had to trust him. So coming home, the fear doesn't just disappear. Things don't get magically better. When they say it's a long haul, they're not joking. It's ridiculously long. And as many government agencies as there are out there to help you, sometimes things don't go as planned. We live in the state of Florida. I have had very few successes with getting assistance in the state of Florida. My husband's on enteral feeding through a J-tube. Insurance does not cover it. They're not forced to cover it in this state. And it is $280 a week. My husband gets long-term disability of $1,200 a month. You can do the math. There's never enough money. But God is good. People are amazing. We have amazing family and friends who have helped us scrape by every month for the 6 months that I have been trying to get us on Social Security disability. So last week, I got the call that he got accepted. He got Social Security, which was amazing, and I was very happy. But right after that, I received a letter from the state of Florida stating that my husband and I make too much money with his long-term disability and soon to be Social Security income to qualify for Medicaid. So he's been put on a cost share program, which is $1,000 a month before you're covered. $1,000 a month. Thus far, his long-term disability is not even enough to pay for tube feed and our bills. We are negative every month by several $100s. And if we got Social Security income, that would balance things out. But if you take $1,000 away from that every month, we are dead in the water. And I just started bawling. Fear. You are always afraid of the things you don't know, of the things you might miss, of the things that take so much effort to get done. So today I spent most of the day crying and getting upset. And then I remembered my promise. I will trust God because I don't have the answers. I don't know anyone that does. So I will do my part. I will call. I will ask for help. But I will also trust that God has an answer in there somewhere. That we are not meant to suffer. And if we do, something better is waiting. Faith is hard. Trust is hard. This entire situation is hard. So tomorrow will be better. It's a motto that you live by. And being a caregiver to someone with a stroke, it wears you down like nothing I've ever experienced. And I talk to caregivers all around the world, and they all feel the same way. It is not easy. It's never going to be. You will always have that fear in the back of your mind that you're going to go, your spouse is going to go downhill, or something is going to happen, or you made the wrong choice and the result is going to be horrible. You are terrified of every unexpected thing, so you try to plan for everything. You're not in control. And that's life in general, but it's more thrown at you in this circumstance. Faith. That is the only thing I have found that can overcome fear. That's it. My advice if you're handling Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security disability is don't take the first answer. Call. If you have an extra medical expense that, like his tube feed, puts you in severe financial straits, fight. Make that very clear. Send letters to senators, call everyone you have to, email, annoy, drive them crazy, fight. Because in the end, your spouse has a chance of recovery. It may not be the way they were before, but they can get better. And them getting better is going to rely on the health care that they can get. And unfortunately, a lot of that is going to be up to you, making sure that they get what they need. Don't down yourself. When you get a no, do not think the world is over. Keep fighting. It has taken me 6 months to get this far, and I will find a way. And let people help you. Family, friends, anybody. If they offer, let them. You don't have control over this situation. And when everything gets really, really hard and you are afraid, pray, trust God, and remember, tomorrow will come and it will be better. Thank you all for watching. Have a great day.